We are coming at you live from DeWitt Field at Cornerstone University for this afternoon's action between the Catholic Central Cougars and the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators. Hello and welcome. My name is Reagan Cleaves, and today I will be bringing you all the action between these two ball clubs. Let's go through the starting lineup for the Cougars tonight, or this afternoon. Batting first, it will be number 22, Kyle Tepper. He will play center field. Batting second, it will be Nate Trudeau playing second. Batting third is Luke Passanaw, the catcher. Fourth, Jack Naraki, the designated hitter. Fifth, Zach Grabowski, the left fielder. Batting sixth, Joe Collins. Batting seventh, Jake Passanaw. Batting eighth, Luke Brazelton. And finishing off the order is number 2, John Gudino. On the mound for the Cougars this afternoon, it will be Ben Jopic. Umpires this afternoon, home plate will be Tom Boyst, and infield will be Lee Brown. We'll get the Gladiators lineup as soon as possible for you guys. So we will come back. Cougars on the field warming up now. We'll come back and we will have all the action of the away half of the first. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougars Baseball Radio Network. Reagan Cleaves welcoming you back here inside DeWitt Field. Leading off for the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators, it will be number 10, Danny Passanaw. He will face off against Ben Jopic here in the top half of the first. He'll step into the box. Batter's box. Jopic will set. He'll kick and fire. That's swung on and missed, and we are underway here on May 11th. First pitch time 1:20. First pitch temperature 56 degrees. We should have a relatively clear day. 0% chance of precipitation as the 0-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2. Jopic, the 0-2. Swung on, grounded to Jopic. He'll pick it up, and he'll toss over to first. And Passanaw will grab for the first out of the inning. And just like that, the Gladiators have one down here in the top of the first. Coming up next, it will be number 4, Artie Duttmers. He will step in, the right-handed batter. The first pitch from Jopic is swung on and fouled up to the roof of the dorms to our right. The DeWitt Field is kind of a unique setup as here at Cornerstone. The dorms are right. There are dorms set back in there, and that one is taken a looking strike. 0-2 the count now on Duttmers. As the dorms are built into the stands here at Cornerstone's ball field. That one's outside. 1-2 the count. Here, one out, nobody on. Top of the first, Cougars and Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators playing. Cougars coming off of a loss to Forest Hills last night. The 1-2 from Jopic. Swung on and popped up to The first base Passanaw is under. He'll make the grab for the second out of the inning. That will bring up number 24, Keaton Peck. He is playing shortstop this afternoon here in the first game of this doubleheader. He'll step in to face Jopik, who's already got 2 down here. 2 batters faced, 2 down. Nobody on here for Peck. First pitch is just a bit upstairs. 1-0 the count. Jopik will step and fire. That's swung on and fouled on, to the first baseline. 1-1 the count. So Jopik will retrieve the ball from home plate umpire Tom Beast. And he'll resume his position on the mound. He'll kick and fire the 1-1. That swung on and grounded to third. Collins will pick it up, fire over to first. Got him in time, and the Cougars 3 up, 3 down here in the visiting half of the first inning. And the Cougars will send Tepper, Trudeau, and Luke Passanaw to the plate after this break here on the Cougar Baseball Network. Reagan Cleaves welcoming you back here inside the broadcast booth at DeWitt Field on the campus of Cornerstone University. Leading off for the Cougars here in the bottom of the first, it will be number 22, Kyle Tepper. He had a home run to help the Cougars sweep the Coopersville Broncos back on Tuesday. That pitch is looked at for a strike from number 22, Corbin Damraz. He is taking the mound, the big right-hander for the Gladiators. The 0-1 is swung on and driven to right field. Endres will camp under it. He'll make the grab. And just like that, 1 down here in the bottom of the first. That will bring up number 23, Nate Trudeau. He will step in to face Damrez. The right-handed batter stands about halfway out in the outside batter's box. The first pitch from Damrez is just a bit upstairs. 1-0. Here on Trudeau. Now Damrez will kick and fire. Just on the inside. 2-0 here on Trudeau. Cougars last night lost to Forest Hills 5-3 at the same venue as they play their second of 3 games this weekend here at DeWitt Field, as that pitch is a ball to move the count to 3-0. Trudeau stands in again, swings the bat over his right shoulder. Domrez kicks and fires. Outside, he walked him on 4 pitches, so Trudeau will make his way to first. That will bring up the catcher, number 10, Luke Passanaw. The senior, he'll stand in, the left-handed batter. The unique thing about DeWitt Field here is it is completely turf, so on the infield, no dirt, including the mound, which makes it a little bit harder for the pitchers to get a good grip on the mound. First pitch runner goes. The throw down to second, not in time, as sliding in there is Trudeau with a stolen base. The throw from Duffing, not in time. So Trudeau is on second. Trudeau looked at that one. That was a ball. Now Domrez will kick and fire. That's driven to short. Peck will pick it up, throw over to first, and Trudeau is in a pickle now. And number 14, Bedeiker, will tag Trudeau out, and he is tagged out by the second baseman. Not exactly sure how to score that, but a pinch runner will come in for Passanaw in the form of number 6, Tim Lambert. That will bring up number 7, the designated hitter, Jack Naraki. He will face Corbin Domrez for the first time this afternoon. If he makes it on base, that'll bring up number 9, Zach Grabowski. Two down here in the bottom of the first. Cougars and Gladiators scoreless so far. Cougars wearing their home whites with the blue shoulders and blue sides. First pitch is grounded and caught by Bedeiker. So that will end the inning. Cougars can't get a run across, and so we head to the away half of the second, tied at 0. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Radio Network. Reagan Cleaves welcoming you back here at DeWitt Field for the top of the second. It will be number 13, Aiden Schmuckel, leading off for the Gladiators here. Gladiators this afternoon wearing their away dark navy blue jerseys with gold batting helmets right now, as that first pitch is looked at for a strike. They've also got the accented gold numbers and gold lettering on the front of their jerseys. So the 0-1 from Jopik, working from about the middle of the pitcher's rubber, as that pitch is outside for a ball, 1-1. Here, Schmuckel. Crouching stance, open stance, as that one is swung on and missed. Strike 2. That one got past Luke Passano, who's tending the dish for the Cougars this afternoon. Around the infield, it'll be Jake Passano, Trudeau, Gudino, and Collins from right to left. Now the 1-2 is swung on and fouled off behind the and onto the roof here above the press box. That will keep the count at 1-2 here on Schmuckel. The 1-2 from Jopik. That's swung on and grounded through the gap into center. Tepper will pick it up, and Schmuckel's on with a leadoff single for the Gladiators. So that will bring up number 23, Tommy Gallagher, the first baseman for the Gladiators, the left-handed batter. He'll step in to face Jopik with a man on first. Nobody out, one man on here. Top of the second, Cougars and Gladiators. First pitch is fouling off again onto the roof, but this time it falls back onto the field and bounces a couple of times where Passano will pick it up and throw it back to Jopik. So he'll head back to the mound to deliver the 0-1 to Gallagher. He throws over, not liking the lead Schmuckel's taking off of first. So he plays catch with Jake Passano, and he stands in. Second pitch is fouled back to the backstop and ricochets back to home plate. So Gallagher facing an 0-2. Jopik kicks and fires. That's swung on and missed. Got him strike 3 swinging. So Jopik records his first strikeout of the afternoon. And that will bring up number 3, Colin Endres. First pitch is popped up into foul territory, and that will go out of play. Endres playing right field this afternoon for the Gladiators. Will stand in to face the 0-1 from Jopik. Standing in the batter's box is number 25, Luke Kleinrich, and that's driven into right field. Brazelton will pick it up, and the Gladiators have 2 men on here in the top of the second. 1 man in scoring position. That will bring up number 25, Luke Kleinrichert. He'll stand in the left-handed batter. He'll stand in very upright stance. Crowds the plate as that's in there for a strike. 0-1 the count on Kleinrichert. Cougars and Gladiators tied here at Cornerstone. Scoreless so far through just about 1 1/3 innings. That pitch will go to the backstop. Both runners will advance. And so we have 2 men in scoring position, 1 out here for Kleinrichert. If I'm not mistaken, he is the designated hitter standing in for Damrez. That pitch is caught the outside corner of the plate, 1-2. So the 1-2 from Jopik. He gets the sign from Passano. He'll come set from the windup. That's swung on and missed. Got him strike 3. So 2 strikeouts for Jopik. The only outs here in this top of the second. That will bring up number 22, Corbin Damrez. will step in. That's popped up high. Second baseman Trudeau under it. He'll make the grab. And so that will end the inning at 2 outs, with 2 men on. And the Cougars will head to the bottom of the second, looking to score the first runs of the game. You're listening to the Cougar Baseball Network. It will be Zach Grabowski to lead off the bottom of the second for the Cougars. He'll be facing Corbin Damrez, who popped out in that last inning to end the inning. We'll face Grabowski. Grabowski crowds the plate in very upright stance. Damrez works from the third base side of the rubber. First pitch is grounded down the first base line. That got through and into right field. Endress will pick it up, and Grabowski is on with a first pitch single and lead off. Very nice hit that just got past a diving Gallagher. And that will bring up number 12, Joe Collins. We'll step to the plate. 1 man on, nobody out here for the Cougars. They're facing the Gladiators, who just this afternoon played a game against East Grand Rapids. Not sure how that one turned out, but last we knew it was 7-5 in favor of the Pioneers. That pitch is inside, ball 1 on Collins. So Gallagher, Damrez will kick and fire. That's down low and in the dirt. Duffing had to be on his toes to block that one. 2-0 the count. Now on Joe Collins. Collins, the third baseman for the Cougars this afternoon. Damrez keeping a close eye on Grabowski at first base. He'll kick and fire. That one's grounded foul. 2-1. Now on Collins. Damrez checks the runner at first. Working from the windup. He'll come set. The 2-1. Down low, ball 3. So after this, it will be Jake Passanaugh. He's standing in the on-deck circle. Damrez, meanwhile, checks the runner. He'll kick and fire the 3-1. Grounded to short. Peck will fire to Bediker over, not in time. They got 1 out, but did not get Collins as he beat the throw. So Grabowski is down 6-4, but Collins reaches on a fielder's choice. That will bring up the aforementioned Jake Passanaugh. He is a junior this year. He'll stand in. The right-handed batter. A slightly open stance. One man on, one out here. Bottom of the second. Cougars and Gladiators scoreless. That one's grounded down the third baseline, foul. 0-1 the count now on Passanaugh. Will stand in. Domrez checks the runner at first, and Collins. Collins goes. That's outside. That's a call to strike. The throwdown is not in time. So Collins has himself a stolen base. And that was a strike, so the count is now 0-2 on Jake Passanaugh. Domrez will come set, checks Passanaugh at second. Kicks and fires. That one hit Passanaugh. That is greeted by a bounty of cheers from the Cougars dugout on the third base line. So Passanaugh on the 0-2 count will move to first. So 2 men on for Luke Brazelton, the right fielder for the Cougars this afternoon. He'll stand in the right-handed batter's box. Relatively even stance as Domrez steps off. Pretty upright as well. Domrez working from the first base side of the rubber. Here in the bottom of the second from the windup. He kicks and fires. The first pitch swung on and missed. Strike one on Brazelton. Brazelton, the number 8 batter for the Cougars, standing on deck circle is John Gudino. So Domrez will come set after receiving the sign from Duffing. He comes off and fakes the throw down to second, forcing Collins to slide back. So we'll return to the mound and come set once again, eyeing Collins at second. That pitch caught the outside of the corner. Caught the outside corner of the plate. 0-2. 1 out, 2 men on, 1 man in scoring position for the Cougars. Luke Brazelton. That pitch. Sorry. Domrez coming back off the mound. Seems a bit worried about Collins at second. Nobody, however, is covering second for the Gladiators. That pitch is well outside. That'll get to the backstop. And Collins will advance to third along with Passanaugh to second. And on a passed ball, the Cougars have 2 men in scoring position for Luke Brazelton. So Collins advancing on a stolen base and passed ball. Domrez will now work from the stretch. He'll kick and fire. That's down low. 2-2 the count on Brazelton. Infield is right on what would be the grass if we were playing on natural turf, or if we're playing on natural surface, but they're right on the green part. So the 2-2 got him looking. Strike 3. Good pitch by Domrez, and he records his first strikeout of the afternoon, and that will bring up number 2, John Gudino. Gudino will stand in open stance, right foot in the closest right corner of the right-handed batter's box. Sorry for that description. That pitch catches the outside corner of the plate for strike one. 2 men on, two outs here. Bottom of the second here at DeWitt Field on the campus of Cornerstone University. Cougars and Gladiators. Gudino calls time and he'll step out and step back in. Damrez will resume his position on the mound, still working from the stretch with no danger of a stolen base, and that pitch is on the inside. Ball 1-1, the count on Gudino. He has a pretty open stance as he faces the 1-1. That's grounded to second. Peck will pick it up. Jump, fire over. That one is not controlled by the first baseman Gallagher, and both runners will come home to score, and the Cougars have a 2-0 lead. That is a error for the Gladiators. At least that's how I'm scoring it, as the throw from Peck was mishandled by the first baseman Gallagher, and that will bring up number 22, Kyle Tepper. Tepper is 0 for 1 tonight this afternoon with a flyout, and he swings and misses on that one, but it gets past the catcher, and Gudino will move to second. He'll round and hold there. If Tepper makes it on, it will be Nate Trudeau coming to the plate for the Cougars. 2 outs. Cougars leading 2-0. Damrez will stand on the plate, or stand on the mound from the windup. He'll kick and fire. That one's down low. 1-1 the count now. Here on Kyle Tepper. Around the infield, it's Gallagher, Bediker, Peck, and Duttmers from right to left. In the outfield, it's Schmuckel, as that's grounded to third. Duttmers will fire over to first. Gallagher will grab that, and the Cougars go down, but not before they get 2 runs across, as we will head to the top of the third. Cougars leading by a score of 2-0. You're listening to the Cougar Baseball Radio Network. Leading off for the Gladiators in this away half of the third, it will be number 14, Liam Bediker. He will stand in to face Ben Jopik. First pitch gets by Passanaw, and it's a ball for Bediker. Bediker playing the second base slot for the Gladiators when they are in the field, as that pitch caught the outside corner of the plate. 1-1 here. Cougars leading 2-0 off of an error in that bottom half of the second, and that's grounded to third. Collins will pick it up. Oh, fire over to first. Got him in time, and one up, one down here, top of the third. Coming to the plate, it will be number 10, Danny Passanaw. Jopik will face Passanaw for the second time this afternoon as that pitch is well high and well outside to bring the count to 1-0. Passanaw 0 for 1 this afternoon as he grounded out in the first. His only time up this afternoon. Now the 0-1 or the 1-0 is inside. 2-0. Waiting on deck is number 4, Artie Duttmers. And the 2-0 is swung and lifted into center. Tepper will get under that. He'll make the grab. So a line out to center field is how the Cougars have 2 outs, along with a ground out that will bring up the aforementioned Duttmers. He'll stand in. 0 for 1 tonight. 0 for 1 this afternoon. Facing a 2-out deficit here. And that one is just a bit high for Jopik. As the 1-0 is Duttmers will now face a 1-0. Jopik kicks and fires. That one's inside. 2-0. On Duttmers. Will stand in. Very even stance, standing halfway through the right-handed batter's box, and that pitch is grounded to second. Trudeau will pick it up. Throw across his body. Not in time as the ball goes over to the side, and on an error, Duttmers reaches. So that will bring up number 24, Keaton Becky's the shortstop this afternoon for the Gladiators. That was a pretty tough throw for Trudeau as he was moving from his left to his right, and he had to throw across his body to make the throw to first, and it was a bit low as now the runner goes past it all, comes up throwing, not in time, as Duttmers reaches second on a stolen base, and Gladiators have a man in scoring position now. Waiting on deck is number 13, Schmuckel. Duttmers stands in, very upright stance. Pitches upstairs, 2-0. The count. 1-1. The count on Peck. 0-1. Well inside. Almost hit Peck. As it's now 2-1. On the Gladiator shortstop. One man in scoring position, 2 outs. Here facing Peck as that one caught the outside corner. 2-2. Peck will stand back in. Duttmers taking a healthy lead off of second. That pitch is grounded to first. Passanaw gets to it. Throw over. Couldn't get that in time, and the run will come home to score from Duttmers. That's another error by the Cougars. And Duttmers will reach around top of the third here as Peck reached second on that. Duttmers came around to score on the error by first baseman Passanaw. So that will bring up number 13, Aiden Schmuckel. First pitch from Jopik, caught the outside edge for a strike 0-1. Here, top of the third, Cougars and Gladiators here in this doubleheader. We unfortunately will not be able to bring you the second game as Gudino fires that one over to first for a 6-3 ground out for Schmuckel, and that will end the third, and we will head to the home half of the third. Cougars leading by a score of 2-1 on the Cougar Baseball Network. Regan Cleaves bringing you back here inside the broadcast booth where the Cougars and Gladiators are facing off. Bottom of the third, first up, it will be Nate Trudeau for the Cougars. He looks at that one, strike one. Trudeau is 1-for-1 this afternoon with a single in the first. A walk in the first, so he hasn't technically had an at bat as that one's grounded to second. Peck short will pick it up, will fire over. This time it is gathered by Gallagher, so Trudeau grounds out 6-3, so that will bring up the catcher, Luke Passanaw. Passanaw reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. As if you are just joining us, the Cougars gained an early 2-0 lead in the second with help from a passed ball that got by catcher Duffing, and then the last inning the Gladiators responded with a fortuitous bounce of their own as they reached home on an error. 1-0 the count here on Luke Passanaw. He stands in to face Damrez. The 1-0 is high and inside. 2-0 the count now on Luke Passanaw. Now the 2-0 from Damrez. That's grounded to short. Peck again will pick it up and fire over in time for the second out of the inning. Another 6-3 ground out for the Gladiators in this home half of the second, or of the third, and that will bring up the designated hitter number 7, Jack Naraki. He crowds the plate with his stance. So far, he is 0-for-1 tonight, as that one is well outside into the opposite batter's box, and to move the count to 1-0. So, Damrez working from the stretch here. He will kick and fire the 1-0. Outside once more, 2-0 here on Naraki. A designated hitter. I don't think we finished going through the Gladiators lineup, or at least the field lineup is in the outfield at Schmuckel pass. Woohoo! As that one was well high and well inside. Naraki had to duck out of that one. As in the outfield, it's Schmuckel passing on Endres. Gladiators are coached by Tom Passanoff, Mike Molzjakovic, and Brad Peterson. Their statistician is John Babrick. That is a called strike, 3-1 here on Naraki. Gavin Duffing minding the dish for the Gladiators here in this first doubleheader. Naraki looks at that one outside, and he reaches on a base on balls. That will bring up number 9, Zach Grabowski, the left fielder for the Cougars this afternoon. He will face Darmrez for the second time. He singled on a laser down the first base line. That one's just caught the outside corner of the plate for a strike, 0-1. Norowski, the left-handed batter, slightly open stance in that batter's box. Damrez will come set from the windup. That is grounded through the gap between second and first. A diving, but Eicher couldn't get to it, and the Cougars have 2 on here in the bottom of the third. That will bring up number 12, Joe Collins. He reached base last time on a fielder's choice and would eventually come around to score with help from a stolen base and a passed ball. Collins will stand in. Slightly closed stance, actually, for him. He stands upright in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch is fouled right above us, and that will come once more down the netting that stretches over the seating arrangement here at DeWitt Field, home of the Cornerstone University Golden Eagles. So, the 0-1 to Collins. Is grounded to third, foul, however, and the count moves to 0-2. So the runners in Naraki and Grabowski will head back to their respective bases, second and first. One man in scoring position. Cougars looking to regain that 2-run lead they had before the Gladiators knocked a run in, as that is upstairs, 1-2. As they knocked one in the away half of that third inning. Cougars and Gladiators here on this cloudy day here in northeast Grand Rapids. Now the 1-2 is fouled off to the side. Jake Passanal will go retrieve the foul ball, and Damrez will step back onto the mound to face a 1-2 against Collins. 2 men on, 2 outs here for Joe Collins. He hasn't had an at-bat so far, as that one's down in the dirt, 2-2. Damrez will come back. A little bit of a bigger pitcher for the Gladiators. They've made the trip down from Traverse City, as that pitch is down in the dirt once more. Runners started to go, but nice play by Duffing to be able to corral that one and bar any advancement by the runners. Full count here. I believe this is the first full count we've had all afternoon through 2.5 innings. Now Damrez. The payoff pitch. Runners go. That one's grounded foul. So we will have the opportunity to have a second full count in the span of one at-bat. Cougars leading by a score of 2-1. Coming off a week full of baseball, as they played 3 games, 2 on Tuesday, 1 on Thursday against the Coopersville Broncos, as that pitch is grounded down the third baseline, picked up by Duttmers. He steps on third, but not in time as Naraki came sliding in. That was very close as we have the bases loaded. But the Gladiators want to talk about this, so Tom Beist will go and talk about it with Tom Passanaugh. Not to be confused with the Passanaughs on the Cougars in Luke and Jake. As now it looks like Passanaugh will go talk to Lee Brom, the infield umpire here, as Brom seems to be indicating that he jumped up as he stepped on the base, and now Brom and Beist will come together in a conference or in a meeting of the minds. As it stands right now, we have bases loaded for the Cougars as Naraki, Grabowski, and Collins are all on the base paths right now. Gladiators congregating around the mound. Jake Passanaugh would be up. That was a very close call at third. Lee Brom called him out, called him safe, and he is indeed out at third. Naraki forced out by the third baseman Duttmers. So we will head to the top of the fourth. Cougars leading the Gladiators by a score of 1-2. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Radio Network. Oh, so it will be number 23, Tommy Gallagher, the first baseman, to lead it off for the Gladiators in this half inning. First pitch from Jopik is big swing and a miss by Gallagher, 0-1. Manager Tim McKinnon had a lengthy discussion with home plate umpire Tom Beist as that pitch is outside during the break between the third and the fourth inning. I'm assuming talking about that call at third. It was eventually ruled that the runner in Naraki was forced out as that's grounded to short or to second. Trudeau couldn't field it and will have to hold a hit for a hit for Gallagher puts him on first, and that will bring up number 3, Colin Endres. Endres 1 for 1 this afternoon as he singled back in the second. One man on, nobody out here in the second, or in this fourth inning. Cougars leading the Gladiators 2-1 as that pitch is out. It caught the top outside corner of the plate to give the Cougars to give Jopik a 0-1 count here at the Whitfield as the 0-1 is well inside. It did not hit him as Passanant did well to snag that before it came into contact with Endres. That was well inside from Jopik. 1-1 now. The count on Endres. That is fouled off his... as Endres fouled that off his foot. As Luke Passanant will deliver the ball personally to his pitcher. And Jopik will step back in. He works from the first base side of the rubber, the right-handed hurler. From the windup. That's popped up in the infield. First baseman passing on under it. He'll make the grab. And the Cougars have retired one. That will bring up number 25, Luke Kleinrichert. Kleinrichert will stand in to face Jopik for the second time. He struck out swinging that first time. That caught the outside corner of the plate, and Passanant will fire over to first. But Gallagher had his wits about him, so he scrambled back in time. No need for an applied tag by Jake Passanant. So the count is now 0-1 on Kleinrichert, as that pitch is down low in the dirt, 1-1. Now let's take a look around the Cougars athletics schedule today. We'll go back and forth between that and the action of the game. That pitch is swung on and grounded to the pitcher. Jopik couldn't handle it, and that's an error for the pitcher, and that will move Gallagher to second on an error, and Kleinrichert to first. So that will bring up the pitcher, Corbin Domrez, and Coach Tim McKinnon will come out for a mound, meaning that'll give us a chance to look at the Cougars athletics schedule for today. Girls varsity tennis had the OK Blue Conference tournament at Calvin Christian. That is going on all day. At 7 a.m., boys varsity golf participated in the Hamilton varsity invite at Diamond Springs Golf. Then at 8, boys junior varsity lacrosse is playing at East Grand Rapids in their tournament there. Then at 9 a.m. at the Cat, the Cougars boys-girls varsity track hosted the OK Conference meet at the Cat, as well as at 9:30, girls junior varsity soccer played in the Red Glasses tournament at the Cat as well. As now first pitch to Domrez is outside. Girls varsity softball also playing at Lee High School in the Lee Rebel invite. That started at 9:30 out at Lee. And the 1-0 is outside off a pass, and all that'll get by him. Both runners will advance on a passed ball. So Kleinrichert and Gallagher occupying third and second, respectively. Jopik falling apart a little bit here in this fourth inning. Domrez steps in to face the 2-0 from Jopik. That check swing, but it didn't matter as it was called a strike by Tom Beist. So Jopik has the 2-1. We take a look back at the score, at the schedule of events, as the 2-1 is outside. At 10, boys varsity lacrosse played Caledonia at Caledonia, and 10:45 girls varsity soccer had a continuation of their Red Glasses tournament, as the 3-1 is swung on and missed, bringing the count. Oh, he struck him out, as I evidently was not paying enough attention. Apologies for that, as the Cougars now have 2 down here. That'll bring up number 14, Liam Bediker. At 11 a.m., the Cougars Cougars varsity softball continued their doubleheaders. That's popped skied high. Catcher Passanaw underneath. He couldn't make the catch as it will be a foul ball. At 12, girls JV soccer continued their Red Glasses tournament, and at 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. we have what we have right now, the doubleheader between the Cougars and the Gladiators at Cornerstone. Girls varsity soccer also playing right now, and they will play once again at second as that one's fouled off to bring the count to 0-2. And later today at 3 o'clock, girls varsity soccer will continue their Red Glasses tournament. Lots of action at the Cat if you want to head out and see all that, or come to Cornerstone where we have a doubleheader that's well outside 1-2 on Bediker. So we got plenty of baseball action. A doubleheader. Next game is around 3 p.m. That should go until about 5, depending on what time we get done here, as we are only through the fourth, and that one is swung on and missed by Bediker, and 2 straight strikeouts for Ben Jumpick will end the inning as the Cougars will take a 2-1 lead into the bottom of the fourth. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Radio Network. Reagan Cleaves welcoming you back here inside the broadcast booth. It will be number 25, Jake Passanaw, to lead it off for the Cougars here in the bottom of the fourth, as they lead 2-1, and that's driven down the third base line into left field, and one pitch, one hit, as Jake Passanaw moves to first on that. That will bring up number 5, Luke Brazelton, for the Cougars here in the bottom of the fourth. Brazelton is 0 for 1 this afternoon with a looking strikeout back in the second. And he'll work again. He'll work with one man on here. Bunt attempt as he pulls off, and that gets past the catcher. And Passanaw will advance on a passed ball. So Brazelton facing a 1-0 count here. So after that bunt attempt, I doubt Brazelton will try anything like that again, as his teammate now is on second base. Domrez checks second and pitches, and that's well outside. 2-0 the count here. So that will move the count to 2-0. Cougars leading 2-1 here at DeWitt Field. Cornerstone University, as time is called by home plate umpire Tom Beist. Domrez works from the first base side of the rubber checks the runner at second, and he'll deliver the 2-0. That's down low. 3-0 the count here on Luke Brazelton. Now we'll take a look at the MLB scoreboard here in a second. Only one game going on at the moment is that looked at for a strike one. That is the Mariners and the Red Sox. Right now, bases loaded, one out for the Red Sox here in the bottom. They are in the bottom of the third, and that one Red Sox lead that one 6-4 as that pitch is grounded through the gap in the left. Runner will come around. Throw to the plate is not in time. As Passanal will come home to score. It's now the throw to second is not in time. So a fielder's choice brings Brazelton to second, and the Cougars knock home another run as they lead it now 3-1. As they regain that 2-run lead they had just for a brief moment in the bottom of the second. And they regain that lead 2 innings later. As now that will bring up number 2, John Gudino. First pitch is on the inside. 1-0 the count on Gudino. He has not had an at-bat this afternoon as he reached on an error by third baseman Duttmers. So the 1-0 from Domrez. Again, inside and low. 2-0. Tigers and Twins just getting underway in the bottom of the first. Tigers hadn't gotten any runs across in the top of the first, so the Twins come up to bat. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. There's runner goes. That one's grounded to third. Duttmers. That got by Duttmers. And so Gudino has himself a hit. That will bring up number 22, Kyle Tepper. Cougars lead at 3-1. And two other games going on besides the Tigers and the Red Sox. Brewers and Cubs. Right now on the top of the first. That game is in Chicago. And the Pirates and Cardinals are delayed starting their game. That one is in St. Louis. So Tepper will stand in. Kyle Tepper 0 for 2 so far this afternoon as that one's driven high into right field. Endres will camp under that home, make the grab. And so Tepper falls to 0 for 3. His second fly out to right field. That will bring up number 23, Nate Trudeau. He will again have and I believe Brazelton made it across to score sometime. I know Passanal did. Then okay. So sorry, Luke Brazelton did get hit in that when Gudino grounded. When Gudino had that single, Brazelton did get hurt. So 2 outs now. That one outside. Gudino goes. He is safe at second. Gudino has himself a stolen base. So Brazelton was hit by that ball. Sorry for the confusion, as the Cougars still have a 3-1 lead. 0-1 the count now. So Domrez will come set. He kicks and deals. That one's driven into right. Endres will make the running grab. And we will head to the top of the fifth. Cougars leading 3-1 over the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Radio Network. It'll be Danny Passanant to lead it off for the Gladiators here in the top of the fifth. Cougars leading by a score of 3-1. The Whitecaps do also play tonight. They will face off against the Cedar Rapids Colonels. They defeated them last night by a score of 8-1. This is the rubber match of that series as they've gone 1-1 here in this three-game set. Now the 1-0 is swung on and fouled back to the backstop by Passanant. Passanant is 0 for 2 this afternoon with a ground out and a line out into center. So the 1-1 from Jopik. He is in this stretch, but Passanant calls time. Danny Passanant calls time as we've got three Passanants on the diamond right now. One at the plate, and that's driven into right. The running catch made by Brazelton, and now we're left with two Passanants on the playing surface as the other two are Luke and Jake playing catcher and first respectively. So one out here, top of the fifth. Cougars leading 3-1 over the Gladiators. They will play. This is the first game of a doubleheader, but we unfortunately will not be able to broadcast that one as I have other duties to attend to, and as you can tell, I have no color commentator to pass it on to. So we will only be able to do the first one, but feel free to come out and attend the game yourself or head out to the Cat to see all the other plentiful athletics we have going on as that's driven into left. Again, that will drop as Brazelton couldn't get to that one as Duttmers is on, and that will bring up number 24, Keaton Peck. Peck is 0 for... He's 0 for 1 this afternoon with a ground out. He did reach, however, on an error by the first baseman, Passanant. No activity so far in either of the bullpens, the Cougars or the Gladiators, as the first pitch is delayed by a throw over to first and another throw over as Jopik wants to keep an eye on Duttmers. Top of the fifth, Cougars leading by a score of 3-1. They gathered those runs in the second and fourth, as now that pitch is swung on and missed. 0-1 the count here on Peck. He's got one out so far to deal with. One man on, however, in the form of Duttmers. Jopik again. I believe that's the third or fourth time he's thrown over. He seems a bit preoccupied with delivering the baseball to first instead of the place where it needs to go to continue the progress of this game. As the 0-1 is finally delivered as the runner goes. That's grounded to second. Gudino picks it up. He fires over to first in time. Got him. And two retired here as Duttmers will advance to second on that one, and that will bring up number 13, Aiden Schmuckel. He will stand in, 2 outs, 1 man on second in the form of Duttmers. And the first pitch, it caught the outside edge of the plate for a strike. 0-1 here on Schmuckel. Schmuckel is 1 for 2 this afternoon with a ground out and a single, and the 0-1 is there as now the throw down to second. Gudino got him! Oh, and a sliding play by Gudino gets the runner at first, or gets the runner at second, as Dupmers had too big of a lead, and we will head to the bottom of the fifth. Cougars still retaining the 3-1 lead. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougars Baseball Network. So it will be Luke passing on to lead it off for the Cougars here in the bottom of the fifth. Reagan Cleves bring you all the action here over the airwaves of YouTube. Luke passing on this afternoon, 0 for 1 tonight. He reached on a fielder's choice and he grounded out in the first and third. So 1-0. The count as that pitch was outside. No, we do have some action in the Traverse City bullpen. Can't see who it is as that one's fouled back. 1-1 the count now. Here at Cornerstone, very beautiful facilities. However, the ball is very much affected by the turf itself as it bounces a lot farther and has with much more velocity as it's 2-1 now on Pasadena. That was very much on show last night as the Cougars faced off against the Forest Hills Northern Hawks, or Huskies, as that one's driven into left. Schmuckel retreating, and he'll make the catch while backpedaling as Luke Passanon is retired with a fly out to 7. That will bring up number 7, Jack Naraki. As I was talking about earlier, as the Cougars were on the receiving end of a ground rule double as Forest Hills had a nice hit to the outfield and it bounced right over the outfield fence with help from the turf, no doubt, as it's 0-1 on Naraki. Cougars leading 3-1 here in the bottom of the fifth. Now 0-1 is outside on Naraki. Alvarez will step back on. Activity seems to have ceased in the Gladiators bullpen as the 1-1 is fouling off to the backstop. 1-2. So Damrez will step back on. Do the rubber from the stretch. He will deliver the 1-2. Swung on and driven into right center. That will get down. Passana will play it and will fire it in. So a single. So an outfield single for Naraki gets the Cougars on base. That will bring up number 9, Zach Grabowski. Grabowski so far 2 for 2 with 2 singles tonight. Or this afternoon, excuse me. As he'll stand very erect in the right-handed batter's box. Or the left-handed batter's box, excuse me. To face Damrez. Damrez from the windup. That's upstairs. 1-0. Damrez will step back on. Damrez will kick and fire. The 1-0 is down low, making the count 2-0. Both teams still sticking with their pitchers, with their starting pitchers. That one's driven through the gap into center. Passanel will pick it up, and Grabowski improves to 3 for 3 as Naraki will make his way to second, as that will bring up number 12, Joe Collins. For the Cougars here in the bottom of the 5th, Cougars leading 3-1 here at Cornerstone University. Damrez will set. He will deliver the first pitch. That's upstairs. 1-0. Collins, even stance. Swings the bat gently over his right shoulder. Damrez from the first base side of the rubber. That one's fouled back and out of play. 1-1 the count now. So, Cougars still retaining that 3-1 lead and look to build on it here in the bottom of the 5th. That pitch is right down the heart of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. On Collins. Collins has not had an at-bat so far this afternoon, as he reached base on one fielder's choice and another fielder's choice ended the inning. Is Peck, noticing his pitcher's glance to second, runs over, as now that one's grounded to second. Peck will fire over to get the second out of the inning, as it's a 6-3 ground out for Collins, but he advances Naraki and Grabowski, so that will bring up Passanel. Jake Passanel with 2 men in scoring position, 2 outs, however, for the right-handed hitter, the junior, for the Cougars. First pitch is driven into left center. That will get down. 1-1 will score. Rounding third and heading for home as Grabowski will slide in safe. And the Cougars, Passanel has a 2-out double. Has a 2-out, 2 RBI single. And the Cougars extend their lead to 5-1 over these Gladiators. This lead might be the effect of fatigue, as they've already played a game this morning against East Grand Rapids. Not sure how they fared in that one, but that will bring up number 5, Luke Brazelton. First pitch is swung on and missed. A lunging swing by Brazelton. 0-1 the count. Brazelton 0 for 1 this afternoon. Looking strikeout, and he reached on a fielder's choice. He He fell victim to odd circumstances. He was nailed by a Gudino line drive as he was going from second to third, and that caused him to be out. That was my source of confusion last half inning for the Cougars, and that one is outside. 2-1 the count now on Brazelton. He's got one man on at first in the form of Jake Passanaugh. Cougars have 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th, as that pitch is down low and in the dirt. Duffing had to go retrieve that as it got away from him a bit, but not enough to cause Passanaugh to motor on to second, so he remains at first. 3-1 the count here on Brazelton. Dahmers delivers that one low and outside, and Brazelton will move to first on a base on balls, and that will bring up John Gudino as manager Tom Passanaugh for the Gladiators will come out for a mound meeting. May or may not be a pitching change. We'll have to see. But either way, we'll pause here on the Cougar Baseball Network. Cougars leading 5-1 over the Gladiators. So we're in Cleves. Welcome you back after a very, very quick break. I thought manager Tom Passano was going to take a little bit longer than he did, but I think I rambled on a bit too much in order for a nice break, as that will bring up John Gudino. He is 1 for 1. He reached on an error and a single in the left last time, as that one is in the dirt. 1-0. The count on the junior. He is playing shortstop for the Cougars in the absence of Miles Beal. So the 1-0 from Damraz. That's outside and in the dirt. Duffing had to be on his toes there. 5-1 Cougars lead here over the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators. You had to know I would mess that one up at least once, at least one during this broadcast. So Damrez will deliver the 2-0. Got the inside corner of the plate on Gudino. I thought that was right. I thought that was inside, but home plate umpire Tom Feist had other things to say about that one, as that's grounded to short. Peck, he'll pick it up, fire over for the third out of the inning, and we will head to the top of the 6th. The Cougars leading the Gladiators by a score of 5-1. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Radio Network. Reagan Cleaves back here inside the broadcast booth at DeWitt Field on the campus of Cornerstone University. It's the Cougars and the Gladiators. We had just had some action in the bullpen of the... Excuse me, never mind. We did not have... Or we did have action in the bullpen of the Gladiators. That one first is driven down into left. And just like that, we have a quick one pitch, one on. One pitch, one on. That was Gallagher. Or Schumacher, sorry. Now it is Gallagher. As Schumacher was at the plate when the Cougars caught that man stealing. So it is now Gallagher up to the plate for the Gladiators. He is 1 for 2 this afternoon as Jopik trying to pick off move to catch Schumacher, but Schumacher slid back in there safely. So the 1-0 is down in the dirt. Passanoff had to go and grab that. Cougars leading 5-1 here in the top of the 6th. Gallagher facing a 2-0. That one's driven deep into left. Running over is Grabowski. He can't get to that in time, but it is indeed foul. So the count is now 2-1 on Gallagher. Man on first is Schumacher. He doesn't have a stolen base this afternoon, but he did advance to third on a pass ball back all the way in the second as that pitch is outside. 3-1. One man on, nobody out here. Top of the 6th. That pitch caught the outside corner of the plate. 3-2 now the count on Gallagher. So Jopik will pitch from the windup. That's upstairs. He walked him on a full count. So Gallagher is now on, and that will bring up number 3, Colin Endres. But before we get to that, both umpires have to have a meeting of the minds. Not sure what that's about, as Lee Brown and Tom Beist, as they break up their meeting, and so does Passanault and Jopik. And so Passanault will make his way behind the plate as well, joining Tom Beist behind the plate. But both doing completely different roles as that pitch cut the outside corner of the plate. Now the throwback to first. Safe. As Gallagher was caught unawares by that one. As we are in the top of the 6th. Cougars leading 5-1. Healthy lead, but anything can happen in the sport of baseball. You can even score 4 at a time. As now the pitch is swung on and grounded down the third baseline, foul. And the count is now 0-2 on Colin Endres. Endres is 1 for 2 this afternoon with a pop out and a pass and a single. That single came all the way back in the second. On deck is number 25, Luke Kleinrichard. First pitch is just a bit outside so much that Endres had to duck to make sure it didn't clunk him in the head. And thankfully for him, he is okay, and he was able to duck out of that one. Now the pitch is grounded to second. Godino. Godino turns it to throw to first. Got him, a double play. Very, very good double play, Godino. With the wherewithal to start that one, and the Cougars turn a 6-4-3 double play. Double play, but that does move Schmuckel to third, and Gallagher is retired 6-4. So that will bring up number 25, Luke Kleinrichard. He is 1-for-0. That gets past Passanal. Passanal dishes to Jopik. Jopik couldn't get that in time. My goodness, that was not the best of throws by Passanal, as he might have been better off to take that himself, and the Gladiators cut the lead to 3 and make it 5-2 here on a passed ball. And that pitch is upstairs. 2-0 the count now on Kleinrichard. So the 2-0 from Jopik, well outside, my goodness. That was into the opposite batter's box, in this instance, the right-handed one. So the 3-0 on Kleinrichard now. So Jopik will kick and deliver the 3-0. Got him looking for a strike. 3-1 the count now. No action in either bullpen anymore, as I did mention that there was some earlier in the Gladiators bullpen, as that one's driven foul. Full count now. And it was the man at bat now, Luke Kleinrichard. He steps in. I will admit the Gladiators batting helmets look very nice. The gold trim, much like Notre Dame's football helmets. That one swung on and missed. That will end the inning, as the Cougars can't stave off the Gladiators' attack, but they do escape with only one run allowed, as we will head to the bottom of the 6th. The Cougars leading by a score of 5-2 on the Cougar Baseball Network. It'll be Kyle Tepper to lead it off for the Cougars here at DeWitt Field in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch from Domrez is outside. 0-1 on Kyle Tepper. Tepper is 0 for 3 this afternoon with 2 fly outs and 1 ground out. And the 1-0. Again outside, same location. Low and outside. 2-0 now. Here in the bottom of the 6th, Cougars leading 5-2. Damrez. He will kick and fire. Down low. 3-0. So, Kyle Tepper facing a 3-0 count here. That's upstairs. He walked him on 4, so Kyle Tepper will finally reach base, but it won't count as an at-bat as he walks. And now manager Tom Passanoff will make his way to talk to Tom Beist, and we look to have ourselves a pitching change. We will pause on the Cougar Radio Network. Welcome back, Reagan Cleaves, bringing you live. On the mound is number 25, Luke Kleinricher, as now the throw, Beal safe. Beal had a single there as Beal came in for Nate Trudeau. It's now Luke Passanoff at the plate for the Cougars. He is facing Kleinricher for the first time this afternoon. 1-0 the count here. Cougars leading 5-2. Runner goes from second. The man behind the plate has, I believe, changed. We'll get back to you on who that is. It is no longer Duffing, as Kleinricher will kick and fire the left-hander. That's upstairs, 3-0. It is number 12, but he is not on the roster. At least the ones that we have. So the 3-0 outside, he walked him on 4. So Luke Passano will make his way to the plate, or to first, and that will bring up number 3, Matt Moore, as a courtesy runner will come in the form of number 6, Tim Lambert. Cougars have the bases loaded for Matt Moore here. He is coming in for Naraki. So that first pitch is down low in the dirt. So 1-0 now. 5-2, the Cougars lead here. Bottom of the 6, Cougars and Gladiators. That one is looked at for a strike. Now 1-1. The 1-1 is driven into left field. That one is foul. That was a solid contact by Matt Moore, his first at-bat of the afternoon. But it is just foul down the third base line. So the count is now 1-2. Kleinricher will get his sign from his catcher, and he will come set. He will kick and fire. That one is well upstairs, a curveball. Now 2-2 the count. So, Kleinricher will kick and fire. That one's upstairs and outside. Now the full count is popped up high in the infield. Elker on the infield fly will make the grab. So we have one out here, bases loaded for the left fielder, number 9, Zach Grabowski. He will step in, looking to extend the Cougars' lead. The first pitch is driven into left field. That one is back. Diving play is foul and the play is eventually, as the ball gets down, foul. Schmuckel tried to make the diving grab, but couldn't connect on it. So the count is now 0-1. Grabowski had some good contact on that one, just couldn't get it to slice fair down the third base line. 0-1 now the count on Zach Grabowski. Grabowski is 3 for 3 in all his at-bats this afternoon. And the 0-1 is grounded to short. Peck will pick it up, fire over to first in time, and Grabowski gets an RBI. and he is out 6-3, but and Tepper will come home to score, and Trudeau or Miles Beal advances to second, passing on to third, and excuse me, the other way around. Beal is at first. Now the first pitch is inside. Pasternaw is at second. That'll up at the plate now is Joe Collins. 1-0 the count on him. Here's the pitch. Down low once more. 2-0. Two men on, two out here. Bottom of the sixth. Cougars leading 6-2. Now the 3-0 is in there for a strike. Beal taking a healthy lead at third. Klein Richard will come set and he'll deliver. That's way upstairs. That hit the backstop. That ricocheted off the umpire. And Miles Beal will come home to score. And I believe that was a drop third strike.
No, that was a ball.
Okay, ball four. So that was a walk for Joe Collins. He'll advance to first. But Beal comes home to score, and Passanaw advances to third. So runners on the corners here for Jake Passanaw. 2 outs here. Cougars lead it now 7-2 off that passed ball. And now that's grounded. Good play by Peck to glove it down, but a run will come home to score in Luke Passanaw. And the Cougars now lead 8-2. Cougars now quadrupling up the Gladiators. Here, as that will bring up number 5, Luke Brazelton. Runners on first and second for him, 2 out. That swung on and fouled into the catcher's glove. 0-1 now the count. Brazelton walked, reached on fielder's choice, and struck out. Oh, the pitch, another curveball high. 1-1. The count here in the bottom of the sixth. Cougars leading 8-2. Cougars have 10 hits, 5 to Cougars have 10 hits to the 5 for the Gladiators, 3 errors to the 1, and that caught the outside corner, 1-2. 2 outs here, 2 men on. Cougars looking to add to their already healthy lead as the pitch well inside from Klein Richard. 2-2. Gudino is in the on-deck circle. If he reaches the plate, the Cougars will have batted around. Now the pitch is swung on and grounded to third, and Duttmers will step on third, and that will do it for the inning as the Cougars will head to the top of the seventh. Last chance opportunity for the Gladiators to score 6 runs. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Radio Network. So it will be number 12 to lead it off, the catcher for the Gladiators. We still do not know his name as that pitch is inside. He fouls that off to the backstop. Defensive changes for the Cougars. At second, it is Miles Beal, or at shortstop, it is Miles Beal, and he comes in for Gudino, who slides over to second in place of Nate Trudeau. Nate Trudeau now sent to the bench as that one's inside. 1-1 the count now on number 12. On deck, number 14, Liam Bediker. He will play. He will get on along with Danny Passanaw in his last ditch opportunity. That one's in there for a strike, 1-2. Now, Jumpick still going strong for the Cougars here this afternoon as Jumpick will kick and fire the 1-2. That one's grounded to third. Collins will pick it up. Fire over. Got him at first. Good play by Collins to get the out at first, making the long throw from third. And the Cougars now 2 outs away from claiming the first of this doubleheader. That will bring up number 14, Bediker. Will face Jumpick. He's 0 for 2 this afternoon. First pitch. Outside and high. 1-0. Jumpick, the 1-0. That's grounded through the gap between second and third, and Grabowski will pick it up, and Bediker is on with 1 out here. That will bring up Danny Passanaw. Passanaw is 0 for 3, much like the Cougars leadoff batter Tepper was before this last half inning. Cougars lead it 8-2 here. And the pitch. Upstairs, another throw down to first. Trying to catch Bediker, but he slides back in safely. 1-0 the count here. On Passanaw. Jumpick comes set. The pitch. That's fouling off to the backstop. 1-1. So Passanaw will stand in. 1 out, 1 on. The 1-1. Down low, 2-1. Standing in the on-deck circle is Artie Duttmers, the third baseman for the Gladiators. As the 2-1 is grounded to third. Collins bobbled it, and Passanaw will reach on an error. So that will move Bediker to second. Luke Passanaw will go out to talk to his pitcher. Cougars have had nobody in their bullpen all afternoon. That will bring up Duttmers. Duttmers is 1 for 2. He also reached on an error in the third, along with a single and a pop out. The first pitch from Jumpick. Down low, that got past Passanaw. He looks to be a little ginger coming up. Looks like it hit him in the arm or something, and both runners advance a base. So the 1-0. So it makes it 1-0. Passanaw to second, Bediker to third, and the Gladiators have 2 in scoring position. Jumpick the 1-0. Caught the outside corner of the plate, 1-1. Now Cougars lead it 8-2, top of the 7th. Last chance for the Gladiators to tie it up, and that one's grounded to third. Collins picks it up, he'll fire over. Not in time, he pulled him off the bag. Now the throw to home, not in time, and both runs will score. Both Passanaw and Bediker, as Duttmers is safe in that one. And manager Tim McKinnon will come out to call him out meeting, and we'll pause here on the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Radio Network. So the Cougars do have a pitching change. It is number 9, Zach Grabowski. He will come in for Jopic. First pitch is grounded to third. That one got by Collins, but number 24, Peck will reach. And so there's 2 men on here, 1 out. Cougars still looking for that. Uh, looking for that. Those last 2 outs here. 2 runs have crossed here in this top of the 7th. That'll bring Schmuckel to the plate. Grabowski will kick and fire. That one high and outside. 1-0. So, no 1-0 from Grabowski. That one's fouled off behind and on the back and behind the dorms here at Cornerstone University. Site of today's game. Today's doubleheader. Grabowski will set the 1-1. On the outside, and the throwback to first not in time. So it's now 2-1. Cougars still clinging to a 4-run lead here. In the on-deck circle, Gallagher represents the tying run for the Gladiators. That's 3-1 now from on Schmuckel. Grabowski will set, works from the first base side of the rubber. That pitch is grounded to third. Collins picks it up. He'll go to third. Now the throw over to first. Not in time. And so the force out gets Duttmers. But it is not enough to get Schmuckel. As he gets on with a fielder's choice, that'll bring up Gallagher. Now number 3, Endres, in the on-deck circle represents the tying run. As the Gladiators still find themselves down by 4. Here in the top of the 7th, number 23, Gallagher steps to the plate. He is 1 for 2 with a walk, a single, and a strikeout. That first pitch from Grabowski was outside. A ball. 2 outs, 2 on here. Top of the 7th. That one swung on and grounded through the gap, but Gudino can't get to it, and the runner will round third and head for home. Gudino will pick it up, and there's Gallagher gets a hit himself, and 1 run comes around to score in the form of Pack. So Gallagher will move to third, and the Gladiators now only trail by 3. So indeed, Endres does now represent the tying run. Oops. Sorry about that. The scoreboard should say 5, not 4. Got caught up in my head thinking. So, Endres comes up. He steps in. Endres is 1 for 3, grounded into a double play. Now the first pitch is driven to left. That's going back to the wall. That's over his head. Endres will round. And now the run rounds third and heads for home. Endres will stay home, and we suddenly have ourselves a game as the Gladiators are now within 1 run, 7-8. That got over the fielder's head in left. Enders, a nice double there for him, as now the Gladiators have 7 runs across. Schmuckel did come home to hit now. As we have ourselves a game, the Tim McKinnon will call timeout and make his way to consult his infield as well as his pitcher and catcher. So the Gladiators have put themselves right back in this one with a nice double by Endres there. And there is a pinch hitter in Tyler Pritchard. He'll come in for Kleinrichard. Pritchard coming in as they have now gone around the batting order, and if the Cougars can't get around or can't get this last out, Grabowski kicks and fires. That is swung on and missed, strike 1. 7-8. The Cougars have seen their lead go from 8-2 to now 7. No, 8-2 to now 7-8. Grabowski the 0-1. Swung on and driven into left. That'll get down. Endres rounding third and heading for home. He will come home to score. And now sliding in is Pritchard, and the crowd down to my right now has life as the Gladiators have tied this one up. Enders came around to score. Pritchard gets himself a double, and we have ourselves a tie game. They have found their sweet spot with Grabowski, and now Tim McKinnon comes out once more to talk with Grabowski. Getting another resounding round of applause from the crowd to my right as they are very happy with the way the Gladiators have come back in this inning, scoring 6 to tie up the game. Here as we are getting closer and closer to, and we will now need a bottom of the 7th, and so Grabowski will move to right instead of Brazelton.
No, Brazelton's been over left this inning.
Brazelton is in left. And we'll pause as we have a pitching change here on the Cougar Baseball Radio Network. Now on the mound for the Cougars, Jake Passanaw moves over from first. He will face number 12, the catcher, as the Gladiators have batted around the order. Pritchard on third represents the go-ahead run for the Gladiators, as they have just recently tied up the game, as that's a strike in there. First pitch from Jake Passanaw. Grabowski on that pitching change moved to right field, as that's swung on and missed on a check swing. And Jopik moves to first, and Brazelton stays in left field, but I had neglected to notice that, so I bring that to your attention. Now the 0-2. Swung on and fouled off. Dang it, I thought that was a strike. Thought he had struck out there. Sorry about that. So the 0-2 it remains. Home plate umpire Tom Beist comes out to talk with Passanaw and gives him the ball personally. Luke Passanaw still behind the plate, playing catch with the pitcher. Now the 0-2. Swung on and grounded over Jopik, said Gudino. He comes in to play it over to first. Got him! And the Cougars have a chance, if they get one run across the plate, to end the game as we head to the bottom of the seventh. Cougars tied with the Gladiators 8-8. So it'll be John Gudino to lead it off for the Cougars after what was a very hectic and wild inning, as the uh, Gladiators came back to tie it with a 6-run inning, coming back from 8-2 to tie it at 8-8. So first up for the Cougars is John Gudino, and he looks at first pitch for a strike. Now the second pitch from Endres is outside, 1-1. Defensive changes for the Gladiators, as I just mentioned. Endres is at the plate, or is on the hill for the Gladiators. Pritchard takes his place in right field, as that pitch is outside, 2-1. Catcher remains the same, as we still do not have his name on the roster. So the 2-1 from Endres is swung on and missed 2-2 here on Gudino. Endres has a bit of a hop in his step. Now the 2-2 swung on and fouled off back, hits the roof and bounces back onto the field. Kyle Tepper waiting on deck for the Cougars. Gudino is 1 for 2 with a single and a stolen base, as well as he reached on an error. That's down low in the dirt. Looks like it came up and stunned the umpire behind home plate, but either way, it's a full count. Full count on John Gudino. He will step back in, still facing Endres, as his teammates around the infield come in to give him support. Now, the 3-2. Down low, he walked him on a full count, so Gudino represents the game-winning run on first. That will bring up number 22, Kyle Tepper. He is 0 for 3 on the day, but he did reach base last inning with a walk. So he will stand in the left-handed batter's box. Bunt attempt, he'll pull up, so it's a ball. 1-0 the count here on Tepper. He's got Gudino on first. Gudino a healthy lead, and he slides back in after Endres pays him some mind. Now, Endres again steps off, requests a ball from home plate umpire Tom Beist, and he gets it, and he walks back onto the mound. So Endres steps back on to deliver the 1-0 to Kyle Tepper. Bunt attempt pulled up. So it's now 2-0. Tepper was the last batter to face the pitcher Corbin Domrez, and now the 2-0. Bunt attempt again pulled up outside, 3-0. And that walk sent Domrez out of the game. And then Beal would come in and hit a one-pitch single. Now, and both of those men would come around to score, along with Luke Passanaw, to give the Cougars that 3-run inning, as that was looked at for a strike. 3-1 now on Kyle Tepper. He'll step back in. Gudino taking lead off at second. Or at first. Now the pitch. A bunt attempt. That's down the first baseline. Endres will pick it up. He'll dish over to first for the first out of the inning. Kyle Tepper did his job. Advanced the winning run in Gudino. So that's a 1-3 sacrifice bunt for Kyle Tepper. And that will bring up number 1, Miles Beal, the junior, batting from the left side, as they decide to intentionally walk Miles Beal. So Beal will make his way to first. So we have 2 men on, both walks, and now manager Tom Passanaw will make his way to the mound for a mound meeting. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Radio Network. So after that intentional walk to Beal, it will be Luke passing on to make his way to the plate for the Cougars. He has been up to the plate 4 times. He's got 2 men on, 1 out to work with. Endres will kick and fire, swivel back to second, and Gudino slides back in safely. Passing on is 0 for 2 and he reached base on a fielder's choice and a walk. Last inning, he reached on a walk, and he would eventually come around to score, as I mentioned earlier. So the first pitch is upstairs. 1-0 the count here on Luke Passanaw. Cougars, after a disastrous top of the 7th, now have 2 men on here to work with, hoping to avoid extras as that pitch is upstairs. 2-0 the count now on Passanaw. In the on-deck circle is Ben Jopic, who hasn't hit this inning, or hasn't hit this game due to the Cougars choosing to use a designated hitter as they normally do, as that pitch was caught the bottom part of the outside corner of the plate, so it's now 2-1 on Luke Passanaw. Endres will come set in from the windup. That's a hack. Delivers that pitch to the backstop, so it's 2-2. Passanaw will step back in, facing a 2-2 count. Endres comes set from the first base side of the rubber, the 2-2. Got him looking, strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. Good frame by the catcher, and Passanaw goes down looking, and now that will bring up number 21. Number 21, Ben Jopic. So Endres will face Jopic for the first time this afternoon. And now a swiveling back to... Now his toss back to second got away from number 24, Peck. So it will go into the outfield, but it was quickly picked up, so no advancement on the runners. So Jopic again stands in. Endres will kick and fire. That one fouled off his foot. Cougars still tied 8-8 with the Gladiators due to a huge, monstrous 6-run inning for the Gladiators, in which they came down from 8-2 to tie it at 8-all. So the 0-1 to Jopic. Inside, 1-1. Jopic steps back in, digging his cleats in to the turf at home plate. The 1-1. That is fouled off behind us, off the roof, and back onto the field. Off of the protective netting behind, that covers the entirety of the stands, keeping everybody safe from flying baseballs. So Endres will check the runners, come set, and step off. Jopic steps back in to face the 1-2 from Endres. Endres kicks and fires. On the outside, 2-2. Jopic will step back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count on Ben Jopic. Endres comes set from the windup, the 2-2. Swung on and missed, and we are headed to extra innings We will head to the top of the 8th. Cougars and Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators tied at 8. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Radio Network. So I do want to apologize as we are not actually headed to extra innings due to this being a non-conference game. They have elected to call it a tie. So after 7 full innings, the Cougars and the St. Francis Gladiators will tie at 8. So we will unfortunately not be able to come back and give you all the action of the second game of this doubleheader, but we hope you enjoyed our broadcast as the Cougars tie 8-8. We ended up tied in hits with 10 apiece, but the Cougars' errors did not help them one bit as they had 4 to the Gladiators 1. So my name is Reagan Cleese saying thank you for listening and so long from DeWitt Field on the campus of Cornerstone University as the Cougars and the Gladiators finish up tied at 8. You've been listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Radio Network.